get minutes for other players, you're not going to be around.
I urge you to stay at halftime and watch Mike Zambelli and Gordon a little bit. Hello.
Good hands, Gary.
I love basketball, but not here at the table.
My first touch of the weekend.
Good to know you didn't throw it away.
That was inside, outside, side basketball.
We met Jameer Nelson a few years ago right here at the table when they won a state championship.
He stood right in front of us, did a little dance.
Alley-oop. Caught the rim, unfortunately, for Chester. And here comes Williamson clean with Brooks.
Well, how about the game Brooks has there? A little linger on that time, didn't knock it down. But I'll tell you what, he's got all the moves.
Here comes Swiggett, drives through, counted and a foul. What a drive. Swiggert all the way.
Strong move by Charlie Swiggett.
You know what? That's where you learn to play tough basketball, how to finish up through bodies. And that's what you want to teach all your kids when you're playing the game. Go to the basket and finish through getting hit.
We said the over-under was 6. Here we go. Take us in. Trivet got it rolling.
Call this the thank you very much package. And we'll let this one speak for itself, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, the one-hand throwdown by Brooks is the leading. Even the Russian judge gave that a 9.
The lean in and the wave, you know. Here we'll see the last foul, and take a look. Now watch. Never worrying about the contact, just the finish. Look at the eyes up the whole time. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of days playing against tough guys down in that Philly area, and that's where you learn how to do that. And that is tough. So if you were around Pennsylvania, if you can learn how to go up through bodies and contact and finish, you're going to find a place on a team for you.
Well, if you couldn't make it at Bucknell this weekend, don't worry. We have complete coverage of the PIAA Swimming and Diving Championships next Saturday and Sunday here on PCN, Pennsylvania's championship network.
Charlie Swiggett, 68% for the season. 0 this time. It's kind of a ticky-tack foul. Tyrone Bradley gets hit for the foul, and they're going to walk to the other end.
Chester foul number 23.
Reed is ready to check back in for Chester, and here he comes. He's in for Tyrone Bradley.
Every now and then you almost think in a game like this, the officials call a foul just to remind you that they're here. Really, I mean, because, you know, there's the one thing we've talked about all weekend, there's been a real flow to the games all weekend, and that is a real testament to the officiating job. And that's not patronizing, it's true. I mean, Steve, I think you mentioned a couple times, we have not noticed them all weekend.
When you don't really question a call for 8 games, I mean, there are a couple here or there, and the 2 times I can think of this afternoon, we got corrected when we saw a different camera angle at it. We weren't at a good angle.
Yep. We talked about a technical foul today in the York Catholic game, and it turned out there were some things said that we did not get a chance to see during that game, so the officials made a call that probably was a better call than we thought at the time.
And there's a reason that all these officials are here, and that's because of their work throughout the season. These are the best of the best.
I think this is the toughest game to call because you have to have a little extra savvy. This is like doing a college game.
Here's Williamson. Boy, does he have a lot of nifty moves around that basket and the ability to finish.
What he did there was he's a lighter kind of guy, so he shields the ball with his body and flies in there and manages to keep the defender away and then touches it nicely off the glass.
Look at this dribbling exhibition by Govins and drains the 15-footer on the run.
Govins, a nice job of coming off the screen and then rising up in the lane for the beautiful 8-footer. Here's a 1-3-1 half-court zone by Chester. They're changing up on their defense. You got to use a skip pass in this. Chester is so active. Your skip pass available right at the elbow right now.
Here's Brooks. Hangs in the air and draws the foul. He stays up there a little while.
That's going to be interesting to see this one on replay because it looks like he gave as good as he got. A little bit of a forearm shiver as he went up against Tribbett.
Let's take a look here. You attack this on the baseline in the 1-3-1. Nice stroke from Brooks. Watch, get the ball to the baseline. Now watch where he comes. Right here, stop. Now, good ball fake. Gets the man to stand up. That's what you want to do. Put him in motion. And then splits, it's up in the air, and I think swung that left arm down as he came. He gave as good as he got, but he drew the foul.
He's converting at the line. He's got 10 points. First game and averaging 15.
Only a junior, ladies and gentlemen. 6'4", playing about 7 feet.
So as Williams Golvins steps out for a three, missed it. Here comes Williamson the other way for Lower Merion.
Hey, it has quietly gotten to be a 6-point game.
Chance to chip into it even further.
Very entertaining first half.
And again, a smart play here. Wait for the good shot, go to this guy, and a chance at a three-point play. They're going to wave it off.
And there you saw the waving in the left arm again to separate. That's a great call by the official on the far side. It really is.
Absolutely.
Watch this. Watch the move. Stop. Oh, right there is where he got him, right at the chin. That's what he said. He had position. Now watch. He came up in here, and that's where he nailed him, right up under the chin. It's a tough call, but a good call.
Golvins left that a little short. Rebound, battling over the backs. Going to go against McClendon. That's going to put Lower Merion back to the free throw line. With 1:51 to go, Chester is over the limit.
Now, where that's a great call again. You make it down there, you're going to have to make it down here over the back. McClendon doesn't like the call, but he was over the back leaning.
19 foul against the Clippers here in the opening half.
Kind of surprised to see the number of threes that Chester is taking. They are physically more enhanced than this Lower Merion team, and taking the threes I don't think takes advantage of that.
Here's Kapkin to the line. These are big free throws here. Rattles it in. PCN, the only statewide network covering the PIAA championships, and for a complete schedule of upcoming sports events, visit the network's website, www.pcntv.com. Also, let us know what you think about this year's championship coverage by emailing us, pcntv@pcntv.com.
Lower Merion down by 11 at the end of the first quarter. Is closed at the 4.
Chance to go even further into that deficit now. Here's Staubert, one of their emotional leaders, throws it high up, tipped at and scores.
Great job by Bedford getting on top of it after the miss by Staubert. 2-point game. Here they are getting that zone.
Tipped at. Going to be McClendon the third time. They just stay right at it. How about that athleticism? He's just up and down quickly.
Wilmore out of the game right now. McClendon really starts to exert himself a little bit more. Staubert thought better at taking the shot. Had it wide open.
How about this bench for Lower Merion tonight? Coach Downer has to be thrilled. Driving through, it's going to be Kapkin, and he turns it over.
And Kapkin brought the ball down. That was the mistake there, coming down the lane. He had a good drive and was going to challenge and then brought it down. You cannot bring the ball down when you go into the lane.
Back comes Jamie Gregg, who started the game at center for the Aces. There he is. Well, they were T-shirts, HH, hard hat. Boy, what a hard hat effort here in the first half.
1-4 flat, you're looking for the inside play to McClendon. Good double team in the baseline.
Twiggett somehow kept the handle. Mosley leans in, rattles out, battling for the ball. Chester blocked out of there, and it's controlled by Lower Merion. Kelly.
Good recognition that they had time to set the play.
Coming up at 10 seconds right now. You want to try to get something, you're going to drive the middle and kick.
So 3.5 seconds. They'll come off the set piece, and Williamson checks in quickly.
Aces substitutions will be
It's your offensive team in the floor for 4.5 seconds. 3.5 seconds now.
Into the game for Chester is Brian Chambers, 6'3", senior. That's him.
Look for Williamson to be involved here somewhere, probably on a screen and then a rollback. Coming up screen and rollback right here. There it is.
There it is to the left hand. And Lower Merion weathers a big storm. And it's only a 2-point game as we come to halftime. And Fred Pickett looks up at the scoreboard and goes, oh my goodness, not again. You're watching exclusive live coverage of the 2005 PIAA Basketball Championships live from Hershey. PCN's coverage returns with more coming up after this.
Be a part of the action. PIAA is actively seeking individuals to become PIAA registered officials. PIAA presently registers officials in 12 different sports and sponsors 60 championships for its 1,384 member schools. With over 250,000 students participating in athletics annually, the need for qualified individuals to officiate these programs is vital. The PIAA has over 12,000 registered officials, one of the largest officials groups in the National Federation of State High School Associations. However, with the growth of middle school programs, PIAA is facing statewide shortages of officials in soccer, swimming and diving, field hockey, and track and field. Any individual who is a high school graduate or 18 years of age or older is encouraged to get involved. For more information, check out the PIAA website at www.piaa.org or call the PIAA office at 1-800-382-1392.
Pennsylvania has many faces. PCN brings them all together. PCN, a television network for Pennsylvanians, only on cable. Mettle, quality of disposition, vigor and strength of spirit, stamina. Their mettle is tested here. Watch the state's best high school athletes compete in the PIAA Finals on PCN, Pennsylvania's championship network. Swimming and diving, Saturday starting at 2 p.m. on PCN.
The Pennsylvania Cable Network's daily program schedule is available by email. To take advantage of this free service, send your email address to pcntv@pcntv.com.
You're watching PCN. PCN is supported in part by Comcast, serving cable subscribers in Doylestown, Willow Grove, and Lower Merion Township. PCN, only on cable.
Lower Merion head coach Greg Downer told me before the game this is going to be a contest of possessions, and we need to limit them for Chester. His team has done a terrific job of that here in the first half. Mike Zambelli joined by Gordon Blaine in what to a surprise to many is just a 2-point basketball game here at the half. Chester led by as many as 11. That was at the end of the first quarter, but Lower Merion, the Aces, come back to win period number 2, 19-10.
Well, it was a 11-point lead. It was as much as 10 to 27-17 with 3.5 to go. And Brooks and Williamson and the Aces just started doing things. They spread the floor, so they take away Chester's ability to help reach in and get those quick steals. And they have been magnificent in finishing when they get the ball in the paint. What a tremendous effort. It's very much like the blueprint they've followed all through these playoffs.
And of course, everybody expects this in the 4A championship game. You don't get it all the time, but this game truly being played above the rim.
Well, you know, last year in all 4 boys state championship games, we had 1 dunk. It was late in the Quad A game when Penn Hill's Akita McLean threw one down. Already tonight we have 5, if I count right, and over the weekend I believe the amount's about 12 or 13 dunks. So it's the level of play for the whole weekend has been elevated, and this game has been just magnificent. You could not ask for a better Quad A game in the first 2 quarters.
Absolutely. Let's check out some of the highlights now. We'll start first of all with the Clippers. Noel Wilmer, 6'5", a senior, as he's going to come up with a loose ball and knocks down that little mid-range jumper.
Oh, he's a great shooter.
These guys have a wonderful touch. Absolutely. Here's Wilmore once again, and I love those guys that have that ability. Obviously, this is a 3, but those players with that mid-range jumper, and we saw that a lot with Chester. Tribbett, of course, at 6'9", a dominating performer.
Well, they played with such confidence to start the game in that first quarter, attacking the rim, finding people, making plays. There's the putback, pounding the glass. The Chester trademark is the offensive rebounding, but all of a sudden, here comes the big dunk, and I think that gave them a ton of confidence to Lower Merion. They all of a sudden decided, hey, we can play with these guys.
Ryan Brooks on that jam, and then reverse layup for Brooks, as the Aces did get out. They ran selectively in that first half.
There's a nice ball fake, and then coming in off the dribble, a twisting finish for Garrett Williamson.
Well, Williamson's a 90-foot guy. I saw him against Cathedral Prep. He's the poor man's Kobe Bryant because he can handle the ball, he can rebound. You know, the weak side rebounding of Lower Merion has been so good. And when they get the rebound, they waste no time. They release guys, and they just throw it down the court. And it really has offset that quickness of Chester to get back on defense. They've beaten them down the floor a number of times.
Gordon, I thought one of the keys to tonight's game was Chester coming in here as confident as any team we have seen, knowing they're going to win a state championship. I thought Lower Merion took some of that confidence away from them in this first half.
No doubt about it. I think Fred Pickett's going to want to continue to press, but he's going to change his presses up. We saw how Beaver Falls changed their press to their advantage. Obviously, Chester's going to do some things differently, but they're going to have to keep the defensive pressure on because the way Lower Merion handles the basketball, if they get a lead, they're going to take the air out of it, and we're going back to some good old-fashioned Dean Smith four corners.
16 minutes of regulation basketball remain. It's a two-pointer here for the boys' 4A championship. Chester 31, Lower Merion 29. Stats and highlights when we return.
PIAA is a nonprofit corporation organized on a membership basis. Members include public and private high schools in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. The purpose of PIAA is to develop and enforce rules which are adopted by the member schools. PIAA is divided into 11 geographic districts, each of which has a district committee elected by the member schools within the district. Each district committee elects a chairman to represent the district on the PIAA Board of Directors. PIAA's main objectives are to establish and enforce rules of eligibility for high school athletes, adopt playing rules for each sport, register officials, organize and operate 27 championships in 10 girls sports, and organize and operate 31 championships in 11 boys sports. PIAA does all of this without federal or state funds. Its principal source of revenue is the sale of tickets to playoffs and championships. PIAA believes that the student athlete is best served by a system which emphasizes the amateur, educational, and character-building aspects of high school sports, and which recognizes that students are in school primarily to obtain an education.
Mettle, quality of disposition, vigor and strength of spirit, stamina. Their mettle is tested here. Watch the state's best high school athletes compete in the PIAA Finals on PCN, Pennsylvania's championship network. High school sports, PIAA Finals on PCN, only on cable.
Welcome back to the Giants Center where it's halftime, and you can see a great first half as you see Chester drawing first blood. And dunks, there were 5 of them in the first half, and you see a high flying act there from Charlie Swiggett. And then inside again to Kenny Tribbett. He made his presence known early. Nice job by Noel Wilmore, connected from the outside, and great defense by Tribbett on the other end. And then coming in 0-0, Shaquille Reed. But Lower Merion answered. Came back down hard with Dan Captain on cherry pick, and then the dunk by Ryan Brooks. Back inside again, Garrett Williamson made himself known throughout that. And look at this, the dunk of the first half. Ryan Brooks on a high-flying move. Again, Lower Merion's Garrett Williamson doing the job on the glass, Steve Bowen. And at halftime, 31-29 Chester, as really Lower Merion weathered an 11-point first quarter deficit.
Let's take a look at the first half statistics. Pretty even Shooting-wise. Chester shooting 50%, 45 for Lower Merion. Rebounding is kind of important here, Gary, and Lower Merion out rebounding Chester 12 to 10 in the first half. Three-pointers, surprise Lower Merion has no three-pointers. Points off turnover 9 off of 8 turnovers by Chester. And
I circle that number because what happened is no points in the second quarter off turnovers. That means Chester was not creative with their defense as they did in the first quarter. And you see the scoring. Wilmore with 8. Good balance for Chester. On the other side, Brooks and Williamson with 10. Let's go to Bob McCool, who's down on the baseline with some news.
Very much. Gary, basically what the coaches want to talk about is this. Fred Pickett pretty contented with what they did in the first half. In half number 2, they want to spread the offense out a little bit more and work it inside a little bit more to their big man, Ken Tribbett, get him more involved offensively, especially in the half-court sets, quite obviously. As for Lower Merion, Greg Downer said his team was just he felt a little bit nervous, maybe a little bit intimidated by the pressure defense of Chester, and he wrote down one word when he first walked into the locker room, and it was turnovers. He's not talking about breakfast. He obviously realizes that that's what is going to be the difference. If his team does not turn the ball over like they did not do down that stretch in the second quarter, they can hang with the Clippers through the second half.
As we said, first quarter, 9 points off turnovers for Chester. Second quarter, Lower Merion did a much better job handling the basketball. No points off turnovers, and Chester never got in their half-court game, but they start the second half with a good shot here by McClendon. Jed Donahue back here at the sideline.
So the first few minutes, obviously, for Lower Merion to keep the belief going, huge. Wilmore is back for Chester. There's a calming influence having him on that floor. Here's Kapkin, takes it over the big guy.
That was a great take and a great decision right in the circle. He decided he was going to turn the corner when he saw there was nobody but Ken Tribbett there. What the heck?
Kapkin let it go just a little bit early, too, and got that nice high rainbow arc over the big guy. Good weak side cut here by McClendon.
Golvins from downtown missed it short. Here comes Lower Merion. Again, you don't want to go up and down with Chester. You want to try and control the pace a little bit.
Nice hustle down there by Tribbett to really jam that play down.
Here's Wilmore, steps out from beyond and drains a three.
Great decision by Noel Wilmore. Saw that there were some trailers, but also that he was wide open. Set his feet and, as Gary said, squared his shoulders.
He's the one guy I think you let shoot threes when he wants to because he's always under control. For everybody else, I think the rule would be make sure it touches Tribbett's hands at least once in the rotation when you're in the half-court game.
3 threes for Wilmore.
Here's a guy that showed us some stuff in the first half, Ryan Brooks. It's a weak side cut again.
Firing a shot at Schwartz. That's his first field goal attempt that I can think of here in this game.
It was a good shot out of the offense, just could not hook up.
Well, how about that rebound by Brooks?
I tell you, he plays up there above the rim with the very best of them.
His leaping ability, he's a little taller than 6'3" as a result. Now it's taken away. Here comes Swigert. Goodbye.
Just hit your over-under, Jed. 6 dunks in the game.
And a great job of staying with it defensively by Swigert. Had a near steal and stayed with it.
And a traveling call, hearing footsteps.
There's the mental presence of Tribbett right there. Instead of going and exploding to the basket by number 22, instead what you get is you get a little bit of hesitation by Bedford.
Beckford's played well. The Lower Merion bench has done very well in this game thus far.
What you cannot do in this game, if you're Lower Merion or Chester for that matter, because speed on speed, you can't hesitate. But especially for Lower Merion, you cannot hesitate. You're going to call a foul on Tribbett.
Backing down, and that's...
He set himself. Fred Pickett, you might get an idea there. He's not that happy about that call. He's got one of the great stares in the game, that Sidney Ricks stare. But watch this. Tribbett sits down. Now, see what he did? He didn't just sit down. He kept on backing down.
Well, he's going to sit down now because here comes Tyrone Bradley. I think they just wanted to calm down a little bit, take some of the emotion out of that call, and then bring him back in about another minute or two.
Fred Pickett just took his tie off. He's ready to go now.
Here's Brooks from Williamson.
2-on-1 basketball. That's the way you draw it up. And just a wonderful finish. No hesitation that time.
How about this lean in? Golvins.
Govins hangs, says, I don't like this side. Let me duck it under here. I'll hang a little more, and then just glances it off the glass.
Staubert foul on Golvins, pushing off his second team foul against the Clippers here in this third quarter.
Govins' first shot was a pretty smooth move, just rimmed out, but the hustle to get the rebound and the big-time hang with the putback.
Chester's come out here in the second half with some new resolve, I got to tell you. Stretches out to 7 points very quickly.
Brooks going to fire up a 3, missed that. But it comes to Kapkin, pulls the trigger and scores.
Kapkin's another one of those shooters. It's so squared up. Very square kind of play all the time and balanced.
14.8 points a game for him. Official right there to make that call. Says it goes off Lower Merion. It'll stay with Chester.
I'll tell you what, these officials are so good at selling their calls right now. As you see Greg Downer over in the far side for Lower Merion. Get the touches inside your big men.
Govins blow by.
Oh, what a move.
Burwich went baseline, was looking for his big man the whole way, and no one ever came to help, so he went one-on-one.
Blow by the other way. Missing it. Williamson, they're tipping at it still, and it goes to Chester. Big opportunity missed there for the Aces as Brooks and Williamson were doing the tip drill around the 10.
Take a look at this. Nobody ever came off to help. He went right on through the baseline one-on-one and put it down.
He's a 6'1" junior. He'll be one of their big guys next season.
The last two calls that have gone against the Aces have been after they've put in tremendous hustle to get after the basketball.
Govins, sweet touch.
I'll tell you what, right now, Chester coming down very much under control, looking for the good shots, getting the easy little inside runners, and also pull-up shots like that in the lane.
I think the danger zone's a double-digit Chester lead. As long as Lower Merion can stay 9 or better, decent shape.
Lower Merion did a good job in the first half getting back into this game by eliminating turnovers and playing that little 3-2 zone. They've come out and playing man-to-man in the second half, and I got to tell you, I don't believe they can play man-to-man with Chester and stay in this basketball game.
Schwartz wheels it in. Contact and a foul. Bradley, I believe, over there.
Smart move by Williamson. Caught the ball, felt the pressure, threw it right up.
Take a look. Looking down the side, he's asking for it. Good turn, gets fouled, goes for the shot.
How about this? Lower Merion has created 6 fouls. There's 3 on Tribbett. He's sitting right now. That's Bradley's 3rd. But it does tire you out a little bit. And I think that's one of the reasons why Williamson missed there.
Exactly right. You see the legs right now. When a guy starts grabbing his shorts, reaching down, that's a universal sign for fatigue. You know, I really think right now, if you coach Greg Downer for Lower Merion, you got to start pulling the troops back in and saying, let's get back into our pace a bit. We're getting lulled in to this racehorse game, and we don't want to go there.
They're staying within 8 here.
1-2-1-1 press, and this invites them to run.
Nice block by Williamson. They miss it in close. Big battle ensues, and the putback done by Shaquille Reed.
Well, there it is. You see the 1-2-1-1, that invites him to run. I think what you do is you keep it at a half-court look if you're Lower Merion right now.
He's 6'4" with a lot of hop, as you just saw on that putback. 10-point lead now.
Putting a 1-2-1-1 press against Chester is like giving a piece of raw meat to a lion. It invites him to the feast.
Kapkin drives baseline, and again, there's an orange jersey to cut off that passing lane, and Swigert, no contact, so Kapkin trying to break it away and scores again. He's been big in this 3rd quarter. That's 10 for Kapkin. Timeout, Lower Merion.
Ebb and flow, and Lower Merion just not going away. Nice little steal at half court, back in for the conversion.
Chester High junior Darren Govins. He has just scored the 1,000th point of his career. Congratulations.
Just made an announcement. That's the 1,000th career point for Kapkin on that layup right there. Let's visit with Bob McCool, an interesting story that we discovered in warm-ups concerning Lower Merion.
Thanks very much, Jed. And talking with Greg Downer before this basketball game, the question I asked him, obviously in 1996 he was here with Kobe Bryant, and it was this.